Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Allie. I teach women how to ditch stress and find peace. One of the biggest things that can bring us stress is failing to set boundaries, especially as an introvert. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I do to make and maintain friendships as an introvert. Give this video a like if you're an introvert too, or you just want to learn how to support your introverted friends a little bit better. I used to have such a hard time with making the time to spend with friends and also making new friends, but once I just started embracing my introvertedness, things got a lot better for me. Now I have a handful of really good friends that don't totally drain me. So here are my tips on how to make and maintain friendships as an introvert. My first tip would be to use apps like Bumble BFF to make new friends. I've actually met a couple of really cool people on the app and it's really easy to use. You can just put in where you live and the kind of like search radius that you're looking for friends within. And it's kind of like one of those dating apps where you can swipe left or right if you're interested in being friends with a person, and then you guys can chat and you can decide if you like them enough to actually spend time with them in person. And my second suggestion when it comes to this would be to start going to an activity that you really love and enjoy so that you can meet other people who also love and enjoy that thing, and you guys have some sort of common ground, something to go off of when you start conversations. For me, I love bar classes. It's one of the only forms of exercise that doesn't like completely bore me. I get bored easily when I'm exercising, but I love going to that class, and I go usually twice a week, so I have 2 opportunities throughout the week to start conversations with people in my class. Number 2, and with all of that being said, you need to make sure that you're finding friends who understand your need for solitude. Friends who get it. You know, when you're like in a situation where someone invites you to something and you would much rather just stay home and like relax, do nothing. There's not really a real reason why you want to stay home. It's just because you do. You need to have friends who understand that and aren't going to like pressure you like, oh, come on, you have to come with us. Like, no girl, like sometimes I literally just want to stay home. For me, usually that looks like watching Netflix or YouTube videos in my bed. I'm eating, I'm snacking, I'm doing all things just like by myself, and I really need that time, and I know you do too. So help yourself by finding friends who understand that and get it. You might have to explain it to them a couple of times so they start to get it, but you don't want to have friends who pressure you to never spend time alone, because it's healthy, you guys. We need it. My third tip is to consider inviting people into your space. The reason being is usually you're going to be more comfortable in your own space, and you get to kind of control the environment. You know what's going to happen because it's at your house or your apartment or wherever you decide that you're inviting someone to. And I also recommend doing some sort of activity together, because that like eliminates a lot of the awkward time where it's just like small talk you don't really want to have, awkward pauses, and all of that. If you're doing something together, some sort of activity, it eliminates most of that awkwardness. My fourth tip is to recognize your strengths as an introvert and know that you are the way you are for a reason, and it's okay. You don't like small talk. You do better in situations where you're one-on-one or in small groups. You need more time to recharge by yourself, and that's totally normal. It's totally okay. Reminding yourself of this stuff is going to give you more confidence in your life in general and make it a little bit easier for you to set boundaries and say no to plans with people, because it's just a part of who you are. And if you can know that and feel confident about that in yourself, it's a lot easier to communicate that to other people. My fifth tip is to reach out to someone at least once a day. I don't know about you guys, but I literally can go days just being by myself, whether I'm working at home, just relaxing, eating, like literally doing anything by myself without a care in the world. But after a while, it starts to feel a little bit isolating. Sometimes. Something that's really helped me and helped my friendships is to just make a small gesture to reach out once a day. So whether that means I'm at work and I start a conversation with a coworker just to get a little bit of that social interaction in, or I call or text a friend, or maybe I'm feeling up to actually going for a coffee or something like that. But reaching out, even if it's the tiniest of reach outs, at least you're getting some sort of social interaction in. And that way, when you are spending the amount of time that you need to recharge, you aren't feeling isolated as well. And in the realm of friendship, this helps you to maintain friendships because then your friends feel like you're reaching out to them and you're putting in the effort while you also need time to be alone and recharge. My sixth tip is to aim for 1 to 2 social events per month. It can be really tough to commit to going to plans, especially if you know you're probably gonna feel like you want to cancel at the last minute, and I hate doing that. So a lot of the time I just say no to plans altogether to avoid having to let people down at the last minute. But I found that if I commit myself to 1 or 2 social events that I'm actually interested in, there's people there I want to see, and I actually want to go, then I'm more likely and have more willpower and mental energy to just go versus skipping out like I typically would if I had a calendar full of events. Because that just makes me feel overwhelmed and I end up not wanting to go to anything and canceling everything. So 1 to 2 is a good balance for me. Take it with a grain of salt though, whatever works best for you, but I recommend having like some kind of number in mind so you know what works for you, and when you're looking at your schedule and your calendar, you can say, that's a little much for me, I'm just gonna commit to 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever the number is for you. Number 7 is to communicate your boundaries with your friends from the very beginning. If you don't have the mental energy and you just don't want to go to something, just say no up front. If you really want to stay in for the night, there's nothing wrong with saying, thank you so much for inviting me, but I'm going to stay in tonight. It can also be really helpful to say something like, thanks for inviting me, I'm not going to be able to make it this time, but can you invite me next time? That way your friends know you're interested and you want to go, it's just that this time it's not going to work out. I was so happy when I finally transitioned into being my full self and communicating with my friends about what I needed and what my boundaries were and how much time I really needed to myself, because it's totally normal. So I hope you guys do the same thing. Before you leave, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments what's your favorite thing to do to recharge. I'd have to say for me, it's probably watching YouTube videos and just like laying on the couch or laying in bed and just kind of like zoning out. If you're interested in learning more about taking care of yourself and managing stress, make sure you check out the Life Minus Stress community. I will leave the link in the description box for you guys to go check out. We talk about all things self-care, introversion, setting boundaries, all of that good stuff. So come hang out, come say hi. If you guys want to connect before my next video, you can go follow me over on Instagram at Life Minus Stress. And if you liked this video, please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up, hitting subscribe and the notification bell so that you get notified when my next video drops. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye!